Friends, welcome. Welcome to the show. It is May 15th, 2022. Virtual Strangers, episode 151. I, of course, am your host, Wes. With me, as always, is my good friend, Ruuts. Ruuts, how are you doing on this fine Sunday afternoon?
I'm doing good, actually. I feel a little remiss though. I promised people a Roots rant on Blaze Rush, but then when I researched more into it, I realized why they're charging and they're not doing crossplay. You know, because there's like a complete campaign, and it's like you got the game originally and extra. My question though is it crossplay? Like, because I have this copy of Rift version, and I'd love to play with Radio Runt, like the multiplayer, but like I don't know if I want to buy the game again, because that was my argument. I felt like all the OG people like myself that bought the game back in the day, I'm not going to buy it again. There's no reason to buy it again. And so they kind of left me hanging dry. So I'm kind of in between. I want to rant, but I understand. So I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I've been noticing Radio Runt raving about Blaze Rush all week long. It was a surprise drop. Had no idea that it was coming to the Quest store. Here's the cool thing. I've never played Blaze Rush. I remember
Ooh.
people back in the day telling me, you got to check it out. You got to check it out. I never checked it out. So what we might do is we might hit those developers up and see if they would like some coverage of their surprise launch, and then maybe that way you won't have to pay for it again.
Yeah, I don't mind paying for it again if well, I do mind. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking about it. But it was a good game. It was really cool. Like Radio Runt was saying, it has what Mini Motor Racing X doesn't have as far as the action, the guns. It's like more old school, crazy chaos, shooting and screwing each other over. You know, it's really kind of cool.
That's what I like. That's the type of thing I like, and the type of thing there's not enough of in VR is good old fashioned battle racers. And yeah, man, it looks cool. Again, Radio Runt has just went on and on about it all week long. So I think one way or another we're going to have to get in there sometime this week. The schedule appears to be slow this week, so that should afford us plenty of time to get in there and check it out.
That's good, because I went into Red Dead 2 today, because I realized I've probably been able to go in a lot longer than I should have been. Just had to do what I think it was you or Mash had to do with one of the, I think it was you, completely delete the folder and start over with a fresh install, and got in there and was like, oh my god, I couldn't believe how awesome it looked again, and I want to stream it. And so I was messing around with that and some Elden Ring, so it's kind of mod time, right?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do with Elden Ring. Although I've already deleted it and reinstalled it once, so I don't know if it's going to help. I was on Facebook Marketplace this week shopping for Rift S, so hopefully I'll be able to snatch one of those at a reasonable price over the next week or two, and then we'll give Elden Ring another run.
You know what I figured out? I was telling Max this last night when I was checking out Elden Ring. I was trying to figure out how to cast it to OBS. Like, there's a special setting in the real VR menu, right, to be able to do it, and it gives you like the option to put right eye, left eye, and so I picked right eye. But then when I came out, OBS still showed me two eyes, and I thought that's weird. But it dawned on me, okay, so I'm supposed to mirror one of the eyes, right? But the fact that I'm seeing two eyes, Wes, tells me that, because I had it in mono mode, it's still 3D. I just think the stereo pops it. That's why that's the confusion, because I did go in and I did see what you were saying. I did see a depth pop with the stereoscopic, but I realized that there is 3D there. It's not playing in an open world flat version like emerged, somewhere in between, right? Because you still have those layers of the two versions. You're still seeing both of them, and but it's not like stereoscopic 3D, if that makes sense.
Well, not really, but I'll say this. It looks great. Like it looks really good with the stereoscopic off. So like anyone like Scion, for example, who said that he'll check it out when stereoscopic works. It's great in just regular 3D with stereoscopic turned off. Sure, it would be nice. It would be nice if it worked. And I think, if we had access to some advanced settings, that we would be able to tweak it into working. My problem with the stereoscopic was that it wasn't calibrated correctly. Like the eyes crossed, right? So you had like this double image going on at all times. I think if we had an adjustment that would allow us to kind of calibrate that in, then it would work. It just there's nothing like that I could find.
Yeah, hopefully that's what Luke's working on. This is already one of the best, or if not the best, mod that he has. And I say that because Red Dead 2 is just as good. I mean, obviously that doesn't mean anything to you. You're like, oh great, it's just as good. That sucks. But
so right off the top here, we've got a $5 donation from Felipe. Can't remember what sleep feels like. LaRosse. Felipe, you don't even know yet, bro. You're just getting started. Wait till you hit 2 months, 3 months, and of sleep deprivation. Like it's funny, Roots, because like you have this new fragile being that you just brought into the world. Congratulations again, by the way, Felipe. Being a parent is literally the best thing this life has to offer. But it's funny, Roots, because literally you have this other life that's extremely fragile for a short period of time, and so precious. But during this period of time, you're fighting off delusion because you're not able to sleep, and it takes a little while. It varies from person to person, but it takes a little while to adjust and to learn how to get your sleep in there when you can. Luckily for me, I had a awesome wife who allowed me to get some sleep because obviously I had to go to work, and she got to play stay-at-home mom. But man, I feel your pain, Felipe. But again, it hurts so good. It's literally the best thing that life has to offer.
I agree. I should make people better people if you become a parent. Although some people, it doesn't matter what happens. There's just nothing you're doing with that person. They're just fucked. But yeah, no, I definitely, that's why being a grandparent is the best. You kind of like breeze in and you see you're fresh and you get to see the baby and you see all the wariness of everybody else. And then I'm out and then come back home and play some Fortnite. That's my experience anyway. It's been awesome.
Yeah, man. You get all the good parts, right? And you get to go home at the end of the day, right?
Absolutely. And my daughter, so she's such an awesome mom already, and she's just, like she's just how it's cool how people just fall into that role, right? They just become natural. It's built in us, right? This is really cool.
Our friend Alex joining us in chat. What's up, Alex? Between Realities just had a new episode go up with Basti, which is one of Bradley's cohorts, one of the data miners who are constantly tracking prototype hardware through watching the code. So definitely an interesting watch going on over there. Be sure to check out Between Realities this week if you haven't already.
Absolutely. June 10th, Mash and Todd are on there. And then the week after, we're on there. How crazy, right? June 17th. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, but I do have a bone to pick with that. Like, if you're going to push us back to June 17th, then Masher needs to be in July sometime, man. That's not fair. We were going to be first, Roots, and now we have to follow up. I don't like sloppy seconds, bro.
You know what? I look at it the other way. You know what I mean? Someone has to be the opening act, and then you have the main show. So either way,
that's true. It wasn't fair to those guys to have to follow us anyway, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely. I think it's going to be 2 amazing weeks, and I can't wait to hang out with them. Mash has been sucking up all the Alex and Skiva time with all these conventions, and I haven't got to hang out with them. So
yeah, I think he's. Isn't Masher getting ready to go out to AWE?
Yeah, it's going out soon.
That's going to be awesome, man. A lot of people going to be there. It's all over my Twitter feed, like Road to VR, and
Mm.
just tons of people setting up shop over there. So it's going to be fun to see what uh, Masher gets to learn, what he can bring back and share with us from, I think it's San Francisco.
Did you watch that interview? I don't know if you had a chance to, on Thursday, that he did with Jerry. I can't remember her last name, the developer. Actually, I mean, she's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
It was like, that was like the best interview, dude. I was riveted the whole time. And it was just like one thing after the next. I'm like, this person's led the most amazing life. And then she's like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I'm like, fuck no, man. You did. She kept pushing. Like, that's what it's an inspiration to see somebody like that. It's like, you know what I mean? So many doors shutting in your face and you just keep pushing because it's your dream, and then you make it. And it's just awesome. I thought it was a really cool interview.
Well,
Jerry Ellsworth
well
is
here,
what D says.
yeah, yeah, it's Jerry Ellsworth, the CEO and founder of Tilt 5, which, by the way, looks awesome. I'm
Yeah.
kind of regretting that I didn't back the Kickstarter because it has always looked like it's going to be really cool. And if it turns out anything like their concept, then it's going to be amazing. Uh, but as far as like making it, you know, whether you're talking about making it in the tech space or making it in the entertainment industry or anything in life that you want to quote make it at, to say you don't want to punch a clock and work on a factory floor for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
If you want to make it doing something that you love, everyone that has made it, they all have something in common. One thing that they all have in common: they all went for it. They all took a risk. They all jumped in and knowing that it could go badly and that they could end up crashing and burning, uh, they took that chance. They went for it, and then they made it. And I know it's hard to do sometimes, you know, to kind of just let go and let you know, fate play out. But if you want to make it at whatever it is you're passionate about, um, you gotta recognize when your moment comes, and you gotta go for it. You gotta jump on the grenade.
Mm.
Um, and that would be my bit of advice to anyone out there who not content with where they're at in life.
And don't give up, because it may not happen the first, second, third time. I think of that movie Will Smith did. I can't remember what it was. That true story about the homeless person that ended up on Wall Street or whatever, and ended up sleeping in his car and like just pushed it and wanted to get a job for his family or for his daughter, and like the drive has to be there, and if it's there, you can do anything. I think, and of course recognizing when maybe something you're suited to maybe go a different direction. Sometimes doors shut in your path to shift you a different way, right? Just have to have the wisdom to know.
Alex VR coming through with a timely quote here. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. And then
Yep.
there you go. That's kind of it in a nutshell, isn't it? Anyway, we have a lot of awesome VR stuff to talk about today, so I think we should probably get started the way we always do by saying hello to our friends in chat. Onakazi is here. He says the pursuit of happiness. Absolutely. Tiffany's here. Gamer Chick 13, the Diet Pepsi Cat. Uh, People love Tiffany Roots. Like it's so obvious when you know, when you go to the On Location episode that we just published last week with her and you look through the comments, it's just so obvious how much people love Tiffany. We love Tiffany. And thanks again, Tiffany, for hanging out with us and having and sharing so much about your personal history and your experience in the industry. It was enlightening and it was a load of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Super fun.
VR Spry Guy is here. He says, I have just enough drive to wake up for work in the morning. Yeah, I feel you, man. It's like, you know, I'll go for it tomorrow, right? Like I'm tired today. I'll go for it tomorrow. And then tomorrow never comes. So, yeah, I feel you, Spry Guy. Um, Tiffany's being modest. She says, "I'm so embarrassed, but people are so nice. You deserve all the positive feedback that you get on there. You're a wonderful person and a good friend."
Yep, absolutely.
Paradise Decay is here. He says, "I may be broke, but I feel like I've made it in the VR realm thanks to the amazing community." See, this is how I feel, PD. Obviously, we don't have that the big numbers that come with playing the algorithm game like so many others do. But I don't feel like any, even the slightest bit less than so the bigger, more popular guys in the VR content creation bubble here. And the reason why, exactly like PD said, it's because of the community. It's because our viewers are so engaged with what we're doing and showing up week after week, day after day, month after month, year after year. Um, I feel like I'm somebody, even if maybe technically I'm not. I feel like I'm somebody in this space, and certainly PD should be very proud of what he's built over on his end of things as well.
Yeah, he is absolutely has everything to be proud of. He's one of the hardest working people out there, and it's paying off, right? So,
Onikazi said, and she said, "What about breakfast at Tiffany's?" And I said, "I think I remember the film." Um, Abg is here, as is Dark Angel. What's up, Dark Angel? Greg's VR. What's up, bro? Thanks for stopping by. Mind Jive is here. Hello, hello, friend. Fun with the clicks is here. Says, "I'm not known, but I love doing VR content. It's absolutely amazing, the technology." See, that's the thing, man. We're all kind of kindred spirits in this space. But we're all early adopters. We all kind of feel like we're we're the lucky ones that discovered this amazing thing, and we're bringing it to the rest of the world. Um, it says we've talked about it before, how everybody kind of, even the people that you haven't met from within this space, they all kind of feel like distant relatives, don't they?
yeah, yeah, and all those people that haven't, they're just somebody to bring into the fold. That haven't even tried VR, right? Although it's starting to become more common to see a VR headset or have people say I've tried it, than it used to be, because I bring it up to random people all the time. So, and it's definitely becoming more common.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Meta's on fire, man. They have been for 2 years now, and I still Roots, every time I go to Walmart, I still check the Quest 2 stock to see if people are still buying them. They're still buying them, dude. They get stock in regularly, it sells out, they get more, it sells out, and it's still happening even now. Um, I would love to see some hard numbers on how many headsets are out there. It's nuts, just how popular this thing is.
Yeah, we're starting to get to the age, where it's becoming common to have multiple headsets in a household, not just one, right? Both your kids have them, or all three. Mom and dad have them. Mom's doing Supernatural, and like everybody's doing something. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think we're about to go annual on the Supernatural. Save a little bit of money because she's sticking to it, man. It's been like 4 months or something like that, and
That's
3 or 4
crazy.
months, and she's still using it. So
It
I've been with this woman for over 25 years, and I've seen her try diets and exercise many times before. It never sticks. This time it's sticking, man. I've never seen her stick with an
so
exercise routine this long. So and results, it's showing.
that's so
So
awesome.
it's really when Supernatural came out and they said $20 a month, I said, "Come on, man, who's gonna pay that? I'm never gonna pay that."
And your
And
wife's doing it. Oh man,
yeah,
isn't
she's doing
life
it.
funny?
So
Oh, I'm never doing that. And your wife's like, I think I'll do that. And she's making it work, and she's proof that it's worth it, right? That's cool.
Gary's with us, Roots, Immersed Robot. He says, "Being a valuable member of the VR community also doesn't necessarily mean you have to do anything on YouTube. Lots of people provide incredible insight from the sidelines." That's absolutely true.
Yes.
And if um, if you're active in social media and like on Twitter, you come to recognize that there are a lot of these kind of figures that are well known from within the bubble, but don't really do anything on camera, right? Nor are they working necessarily on a game or working for a studio. But there are certainly people, kind of VR ambassadors, actual real VR ambassadors, who are kind of just well known and ever present, lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, think about in our community, we have people like that, like Radio Runt, that like
Yeah.
every game he's trying all these games, he's providing all this information and so active. And so I agree with Gary. And it's our show is live. I mean, obviously people watch it back after, but we wouldn't be anything without the chat, without people here, right? So sometimes the best conversations get spurred by you guys out there. So
Master's in the chat. He says, "Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry." I don't know what he's talking about.
oh,
Maybe it's because this love fest we have going on right
no,
now.
it's he said D. He's saying that to D, because they get emotional on the show, and Todd will have a button that says "Don't cry, girl, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry," or something like that. So
Oh, what's up, Mash? Looking forward to catching you from San Francisco this week, bro. It's going to be awesome.
yeah,
Anyway, hello, Techno Glitch. Thanks for hanging out. Mickey Barrios is with us. What's up? GB abbreviated Dreams Cat is here. Says, I'm an advocate for Dreams plus PSVR for social media, and I won't shut up about it. Good. You need to, man. I know that man, I forgot the guy's name already. There's a new experience getting ready to hit Dreams. That looks trippy as shit. AJ talked about it this past
ooh,
week on the Underground, and I saw it on Twitter before he even talked about it. I'm sure that Dreams Cat here knows exactly what I'm talking about. I forget the guy's name, the creator, so I feel like a tool right now. But it looks amazing, and I can't wait to get in there and check it out when it does drop.
yeah,
Um,
super cool.
hopefully he knows what I'm talking about, or she, she knows what I'm talking about, and
Z.
we can get a proper a proper plug in here for this creator. I'll be sure to share it. I'll be sure to share it with everybody when I check it out this week. I assume it's going to be this week when it drops.
Awesome. The real question is, are you gonna play some Fallout 4 VR? Radio Runt's waiting. Kind of hard to with Resident Evil 7 and 8 coming out and all the other mods that you probably want to get into.
Man.
I wanted to go into Resident Evil 2 today, but I still need to hook up with you and Mash and the Virtual Strangers account because dude, don't switch your hardware, bro. Everything freaks out. It says, oh my God, everything's different. All your passwords don't work. You need to relink programs. So weird.
Yeah, I've been there, done that, man. It is a bit of a nightmare. It can be. It's hard to remember. It won't allow you to put things off, right? Like you want to just get it up and running and play. So you say, I know I need to do X, Y, and Z, but we'll do all that later. And you never get around to it until like 5 minutes later when you realize that you have to do all that stuff or it just won't work right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, except for you forget to do Windows Update and you go just start a stream and then you're like weird stuff starts happening and they're like, oh shit, I forgot to do Windows Update. That's not a good thing, Wes. That's kind of important.
Tiffany keeps going on in the chat here about how she wants me to sing some more. You need to start watching some of my gameplay streams, Tiffany, because it's a pretty common thing for me to break out in the song, especially when I'm half asleep at 4 a.m. playing through some game. I'll see some crap that'll remind me of a song, and I'll just kick right into it.
Yeah, why not, right? That's what everyone's there for. Anybody worth anything. They want to hear a little bit of Wes singing.
That's right. That's why we make the big bucks here.
Yep.
Greg's VR says, I hate those Windows updates. Yeah, man, I'm putting 11 off as long as I possibly can. Although you're having a pretty smooth time with 11, aren't you, Ruuts?
I was, but the thing is I ended up reverting back because I was having issues with my capture card, but I'm still having the issues with the capture card. And as far as streaming, it's weird. I don't know, man. It's just one more thing on top of everything else, but it shifted me in a different direction, and now I've got them linked via NDI, and that's like even better. And so It's really good. I just got to figure out the audio aspect of it, which I think I have almost figured out, and then we'll be good. Then I'll be streaming everything through the other computer, even the show.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing about getting a new motherboard, is that your audio solution sometimes can be wildly different than it was on the last one. So
Yeah.
um, definitely got to get on top of that. Oh yeah, Decepticon is with us, of course. Dark Angel says, "Smack that like button." Thank you, Dark Angel. Everybody hit the like, so that the algorithm will let us survive one more week. Let's see who else is in this mug. Scion is here, as is Jim Hall. Jim Hall, we have a Jim Hall sighting, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Hall, Jim Hall says perseverance pays off, and it absolutely does.
It does. We've been trying to get Jim Hall into VR. He hasn't, into something. Pop one, I don't know.
Now, it'll be PSVR 2. PSVR 2 gets here, Jim Hall will rejoin the ranks.
That's true.
Diz the Game Cat in the house. What's up, friend? Let's see here. I'm trying to scroll up to the tippy top, see who we missed. Doyle 59. Hello.
Let me ask you this.
Don't let.
Tech says that Mateo 311 says they're working on a Left 4 Dead 2 VR mod. He can't wait. But all of these VR mods can't work online because they're considered cheats. So how am I supposed to play Left 4 Dead, a 4-player co-op, not online?
Left 4 Dead, is that the Valve one? The Valve zombie game?
I believe it is. Yeah, it is. No, it's the same one that's Back 4 Blood, but I think it is Valve, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So if we're correct about that, I don't know. I get them all confused all the time, all the different zombie franchises. But if it is indeed the Valve one, that might be your answer, man, because Valve has always kind of been, friendly to the mod community. So that, you might not have to worry about getting banned for mods in that game as opposed to the others.
Yeah. I accidentally went on to Red Dead 2 online today, and somehow Luke Ross's mod let me. It was like doing the selection between the girl and the guy, and I'm like, what is this? And then I went to back out, and it said something, do you want to leave online? I was like, yes, motherfucker, yes, get out. I don't want to lose my game. I don't know why it's not supposed to let me log in. I guess I wasn't paying attention or something. It's weird.
So it's that new computer stuff going on, man. You gotta reset everything.
Yeah.
Kentucky RC Crawlers is with us. Hello, friend. As is Chinatown D. What's up, D? Rift Traveler is here, as is Hack. What's up? Let's see. I think we got to be getting close to the top now, man. Daniel Kaz in the house. What's up? Mike Newton. Hello. Chris 9989 is here. Four Wheelin's here. Diego Darko, the super fat game cat, in the house. What's up? And if I missed you, I apologize. I got sidetracked a couple of times with discussion here. So hello, one and all. Thanks for hanging out with us today. And you're in for a good one. I feel like we got a pretty good show today, Ruuts.
I do too. Absolutely. Merce Robot says all I want right now is to try Half-Life 2 VR mod. That's the thing, man. It's that between that, there's so many good games out there, and the Resident Evil one's coming out. We're gonna have like at least 9 or 10 really good mods that you could play that are AAA. And it's amazing. Although, Gary, I would throw out there, if you tried the old school mod that was, you had to load each individual file. You've already played it, or it's a better version of that. It's just more streamlined.
How about Gary's mod?
Yes, Gary's mod. Yeah, the Gary's mod one. I tried it and I played like 1 or 2 chapters, and I was like, this is pretty cool, but I'm not playing where I've got to load every single level after each level, because you literally had to go into a menu and load it up, and I was like, no, this is not happening.
Somebody left a comment. Trying to remember who it was. Was it? Anyway, I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm not going to guess. I think I know who it was, but I don't want to. I don't want to make him mad if I get it wrong. So anyway, they were saying that the Gary's mod has gotten a lot better since then, and that it now auto loads the next
Yes.
level, and there's lots
Oh,
of other
okay.
features that this mod does not have.
Oh.
So might be worth a look to check out
Hmm.
the Gary's mod uh, VR mod for Half-Life 2.
Yeah, it does. It's better in almost every way, Gary, than that old school one, and it blew me away. But I will equally say, and this is why Wes needs to get into this one, and I know Elden Ring is probably and GTA 5 has put a bad taste in his mouth, but Red Dead 2, I went in there today and I was blown away at like just how awesome this game is, and I like the gameplay is so good and so fun, and the exploration and going across and how you can just be riding down a path and something else catches your eye and you're chasing a bear or hunting it or who knows what the fuck you're doing. Everything. It's just so good.
Yeah, man, I really want to check out. I mean, I want to check GTA 5 out. I want to check out Red Dead 2. Here's the problem. I'm getting to the point now with all these awesome mods and cool AAA VR games, and even like we've had a lot of great indie games come out over the last few months. I'm starting to get that library paralysis again now, where like, all right, I have time to play something. It's a slow week. I don't have to play anything new. I can literally play whatever I want. But I have like 10 fucking things that I want to play. Which one do I pick? So I just sit there staring at it, and I end up not playing anything because I can't pick the one thing that I want. So that's I think as much as I want to play those other mods. I'm kind of afraid to take more on right now because I want to get back to Fallout 4. I want to get back to Half-Life 2. Obviously, not only do we have Resident Evil 7 and 8 coming this week, but I didn't finish 2 and never started 3. So, like, I need to finish Resident Evil 4 on my quest. Like,
Mm.
I have too much to play. And then this week, is going to be great because not only should we have those new Resident Evil mods, but we got a cool new indie horror title that we're going to be checking out this week for Wednesday's show. And man, we first world problems, I guess, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. That's crazy. It's gonna be good. And I guess what I just heard from you is that if we want you to play Red Dead 2, it has to somehow make it on the docket for the show, and then you'll be forced to go into it. Although I don't know that you own it. Do you own it?
It here's what's going to happen, Roots. I will get it when the time comes for me to play it, because for whatever reason these Rockstar games, um,
You have to own it
you
yourself.
can't share. Yeah, you have to have your own copy.
Money
Here's
reasons.
what's going to happen, Roots, because I'm so distraught over my not being able to um, have the same experience with loot cross mods that everyone else has. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to buy a Rift S. I'm going to get one. I'm going to pay about $100. I'm going to get a Rift S. And when I do that, and I have something that I can step down to that doesn't have quite so high of resolution, but still looks good and is native, we're not streaming like Link. Whenever I have that baseline, we're going to deep dive and we're going to fix Loot Cross mods, all of them. And when that time comes, I'm going to check out Red Dead as well. But I'm not doing another one until I get Elden Ring looking good, until I get Horizon looking good. Then we'll get in there and we'll check out GTA 5 and Red Dead 2.
Could be as simple as just because my best experience in Elden Ring was in the virtual desktop wirelessly. It could be just as simple as upgrading that router to that 5G router, right? Or whatever the
Yeah.
6E or 6 Wi-Fi 6.
Yeah, I was looking at those yesterday. They're not that expensive, man.
They're really
I mean,
not.
some of them are. Some of them are, but if you're just going to get a good fast Wi-Fi 6 router, not worried about the 6E variant, just a regular Wi-Fi 6, you can get them for like, I don't know, $80, 75, $80. They're not that expensive.
Just get it from Best Buy and try it. Then you'll know. And if it doesn't work, you can take it back. If it works, it's worth it, right? Yeah. And just make
Yep.
sure that only dads headset gets to go on this, so you guys all get to stuck on the other. Because they don't need to have perfect
Well,
stuff.
I mean, the router that they're getting is not garbage. Like it's a really nice gaming router. One of those Netgear Nighthawk gaming routers. So I mean, they won't be missing out on much. But I am going to buy one of those big, you know, routers with 6 antennas on it with the extra wide range, and we're going to put all doubt to rest with regards to that latency that I was experiencing on virtual desktop in the Elden Ring mod.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense. You know what I mean? From my perspective. So
Plus, we'll get better. You know, we'll get better. There's other uses for that router other than just playing wireless VR. Like it'll marginally improve the quality of our feed here. So
and you need
that
a second one. Your other one went out. You've needed a second one for a while, right?
yep. You're absolutely right. So that I could see myself nailing down in the next week because I'm now past the discovery phase. Whenever I buy new tech, I have this phase, this is discovery phase where I look at
Research.
the mark, yeah, look at the market, see what a good price is, see what the differences are in the different price ranges, and then pick which one is best for me. And I'm pretty much I'm wrapping up my research phase now, and I'm about to pull the trigger on one.
Nice. Tech says try to find a tri-band router. It's worth it in the end. I don't know anything about that, but I trust your research tech.
Here's the thing about getting a tri-band routers. It's a way to future proof, but you have to have devices that can use that new band.
That's
Like
true.
my Wi-Fi card in my computer is just 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. I don't know what the frequency is on the third band, but um,
I just got mine's Wi-Fi
I don't
6
know.
in there in the motherboard, which I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of the nature of tech, right? You get new stuff, and everything just
Well,
progresses to the next version.
that's where people don't take into consideration. They're always thinking motherboard or processor and video card. They don't think motherboard. When you upgrade the processor, especially when it's a big leap, the motherboard has so many different upgrades that just little things like the audio and different things that you just took for granted that 4 years ago was good and now it's kind of antiquated, at least on my board, my old board.
Factory Life says you need good wire from the router to the PC. Also, that is absolutely true.
Yep.
Um, and Mepper's joining us. What's up, Mepper? Mepper's here, Roots. I think it's about time to get into some headlines. What do you think?
Absolutely. I was just thinking we went off the rail for 42 minutes. It's definitely time to get into some headlines.
So this story coming courtesy of Peter Graham at Good Morning Web 3. The first gameplay trailer has arrived for VR horror Propagation Paradise Hotel. Wanted Dev Studio, the French team behind the excellent rhythm action title Ragnarok, announced back in December that its next VR project would expand the Propagation VR franchise. Called Propagation Paradise Hotel, the studio has unveiled the first gameplay trailer showcasing the horrors that await. While Propagation VR was a basic wave shooter set within an abandoned subway station, Propagation Paradise Hotel is going to be a proper survival horror adventure. In a zombie filled experience, you step into the shoes of Emily Diaz, who barricaded herself in the hotel's kitchen after everyone started to get sick. After a couple of weeks, though, it's time to leave and save your sister, finding out she's alive after intercepting a radio message. And so begins wandering dimly lit corridors of the Paradise Hotel, uncovering horrors behind every door by the looks of things. Wanted Dev Studios trailer showcases pre alpha gameplay, so some of the designs are likely to change, but it gives a great sense of the overall atmosphere. The hallways are littered with dead bodies and blood strewn walls. Flies buzz around the corpses, and the quiet amplifies your footsteps. Roots, we've been excited for this one ever since the reveal. I think it was late last year they revealed this. Um, it looks good, doesn't it? And here's the thing that really stood out to me about this. Um, this is supposedly a standalone build. This is
Really?
the Quest version, according to the on-screen text. Now they may have been running it in a PC, but apparently this is the standalone Quest version of the game. And again, it's pre-alpha, but it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it looks really good. A lot of people in the chat are saying it's got Resident Evil vibes. Resident Evil 1, Zaylen Maru says. So definitely looks pretty cool. That's a co-op, right? I'm assuming because the Propagation was the first one.
I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't make that assumption
Oh,
because this is very different from the original Propagation.
true.
Um, but it certainly looks cool, and if it were to be co-op, that would be amazing. But not a prerequisite for me. I'm interested either way. These zombies look grotesque, and I think Dreams Cat nailed it. The sound design sticks out probably as much as anything in this teaser. Just how good the sound design already is. You can kind of feel the tension. Um, as you try to as the on-screen character tries to make their way through the zombie-ridden hallways of this Paradise Hotel.
Absolutely. You know, and one thing I noticed too is the lighting looks pretty cool, and dark, like in a lot of areas where you can just see the flashlight. And so I get for me, it's going to be a lot of moments of it's building that tension, right? Because when you can't see, and especially in a zombie game, it doesn't matter if there's anything in the room or not. Your mind, it could be everywhere, and so you're like, and then all of a sudden something jumps out, and that thing looked like it jumped in your face quick, and that's going to it's going to freak a lot of people out. So I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I agree. Scion asked, "Are we in the zombie age or are we in the zombie shooter age in VR?" And I would just say that we've always been in the zombie shooter age. It's been a staple in the VR catalog since VR was a thing. And I think it's going to continue going forward because the fact of the matter is, it's just fun. It's fun to shoot things, uh, and especially zombies. That they blow up oh so beautifully.
Mm,
And yeah, man, I think that this is going to continue to be a popular genre, despite kind of being overplayed, especially in the indie circuit.
yeah, well, there's always room for a well made one. Now I can't say that this one is more enticing to me than the RE7 or RE8 mod, but this is a Quest 2 game, right? This isn't for the PC VR people. This is for the Quest people. Well, I guess it's
Right.
probably coming in both, right?
Right,
ridiculous.
and, Resident Evil, for what it's worth, it's not like a traditional zombie shooter either.
True.
So, like, this looks more along the Arizona Sunshine, the Living Remain, that type of, or Contagion even, that type of, survival horror, experience.
Contagion. It's my fave. I just-
Alright. Island Carrot says, "Oh, a good zombie game in VR, because there's not enough of those options out there." Yeah, I know, right? And, for those of you who are interested and, have not experienced what is the gold standard in this genre, um, there's a key floating in the chat there for The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, and I know a lot of people here, probably everybody here, already has it. So if you're watching this after the fact, and you do have a Steam VR headset, or you plan on getting one, be sure you grab that key, courtesy of our friend Mickey Barrios. Um, it's again, it's the gold standard, right, Roots?
Yeah, absolutely. So don't assume it's not there, because it very well still could be there. Everybody before you probably assumed it was already taken, right?
Right. Yeah, check it out. Give it a try, man. That's a great game, and yeah, everyone should have this in their catalog. I have it in literally every catalog. Roots, like I have it on Steam. I have it on my Quest. I have it on my PlayStation VR, and it's good everywhere.
Absolutely. I think Tiffany took the key, and that's why she put that eyeball in there. Tiffany, you could get as many keys as you want.
Yeah, yeah. Tiffany, she's a key hoarder, right? Give me just a second here, and I think I have a nice little surprise here.
Ooh, I love surprises.
Oh, courtesy of our friend Mickey Barrios, once more.
Text said he
Just one
checked,
that.
it's gone.
There you go. How do you check without like claiming it? I know you do. Do you not have it in your library already, Tech?
He must not in Steam. Text a collector. They didn't take them all.
Let's see here.
Gamer Chick says she's queen of the key hoarders. You got the queen part. Awesome person, Tiffany.
Anyway, here comes one that you don't already have in your library, courtesy of our friend Mickey Barrios. Once more.
How do you know that they don't have
Boom.
them? Oh, I don't have.
Ooh.
I don't have that in my. I'm doing it. Now, Cole.
Doing it.
How
Doing
horrible! Because I have like maybe a 5-10 second to. I could actually grab it before anybody could see it. No
That's
one would
right.
know.
And the reason why it's gone when you tried to claim it is because Ruth got
I'm getting all these keys, dude.
it. Hey, man, you can't help that you're a winner.
Yeah, that's right. I used to do that in Anthony's chat, though, man. I used to copy and paste, and I'd get like 3 out of every 5 keys that would post up there. And I had so many that I actually stopped because I felt a little bad.
I never felt bad, bro. I'll take all the big shit.
Take them, man.
Anyway, thank you, Mickey, for not only the keys you've already donated, but the propagation that he literally just sent that over to me in Discord. So awesome, awesome. I don't think I have it either, Roots. To be honest, it seems like though, where was it? Maybe it was part of a bundle or something.
Mm.
Um, I think it was one of the ones I missed out on though. I always procrastinate on these bundles, and then when I go back to buy them, they're gone. So I think this was actually part of a bundle recently that I meant to pick up, but I just didn't.
Yeah, Gamer Chick says she sees how it is. Virtual strangers ask for keys from devs so Wes can give them away to Roots. It's a nice business
Exactly.
model. Yeah, it works out.
It does. That's how we make. That's how we make ends meet here. We got to do something.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
All right. Anyway, yeah. See, Make Barrios says it was in a bundle, so that's where That's where that key came from. It's one of those bundles.
Science says, remember the days when we were playing Pop 1 like crack addicts? Good times. Actually, Mash and I were just talking about that because I have like 200 and some odd hours in that, and so does Mash. And I think Jim Hall as well. And we were saying how much we like that game. So we may go start playing some more Fortnite and revisiting the old times.
I'm down, man. I'm not one to play Fortnite, but if you guys are going to be in on Pop One, count me in.
Absolutely, dude. Because just when you were starting to get into it, we all none of us have really went in there anymore, right? We definitely need to get back in there.
You know, we made like plans that we were going to start playing it regularly, and then we never went back in.
Yeah, I'm gonna start playing now that I can stream VR. Well, we'll see once it starts happening flawlessly. I'll put it out there just to do it. I'll stream a lot more because like dude, last night Jim Hall, he was pestering. I had to share my screen in Discord because I was telling him at idle. I said my video card's sitting at 26 degrees Celsius because my case has such good airflow and the processor is so cool. It's actually everything's cooler than I've ever had. I've never had this cool of a thing. He's like, you're misreading. And I said, dude, I've got like 3 programs telling me the same number. It's not misread. And it's just crazy, man. It was cool.
Yeah, it is cool, literally.
Yeah, literally cool. So.
Anyway, Propagation Paradise Hotel currently slated to arrive towards the end of the year, supporting Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, Valve Index, and Windows Mixed Reality. See, now this is confusing. The line here is reading off PC VR, but at the beginning of that thing, it says standalone build, and maybe that means something other than the way I took it. I
makes
took
me wonder
standalone to mean like standalone VR.
Oh, maybe it's not even coming to Quest 2 at all. That is kind of misleading. I mean, maybe. It's definitely not very straightforward, if anything, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe that standalone is referring to something else.
Yeah,
Not standalone VR. But I thought well, that would explain why that Quest footage looks so good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe they were just kind of in a unique way saying it's not co-op. You're going to be standing alone. Like, okay, standalone.
Maybe. Regardless, whether it's coming to Quest or it's coming to PC or it's coming to PlayStation, I'm looking forward to playing it regardless. That's the beauty of not boxing yourself into one platform. So again, this should be out by the end of the year. I'm going to be all over it when it does release. And I didn't know it was from the Ragnarok guys. Did you?
No, actually, and it's such different games from each other, right? Both good games in different ways. Well, I guess we don't know about this one. So.
Right. Well, if the wave shooter propagation is any indication, this is going to be top notch, high quality.
Yep.
This one from Scott Hayden at Road to VR. Developers Resolution Games unveiled their upcoming VR sport Ultimechs in late 2021, although it wasn't clear from the cinematic trailer exactly what sort of game we were dealing with. Now, the studio has tossed out its first gameplay trailer, showing off some very Rocket League inspired action mixed with teleporting and missile firing mechs. Ultimechs promises to serve up 2v2 multiplayer matches, which is said to be based on, quote, precise punches and impeccable reaction times, the studio says in a press statement. Here's how Resolution Games describes the action. Quote, Ultimechs puts players in control of state of the art machines designed for speed and power. Working alongside a teammate, each competitor pilots their mech in pursuit of a massive super ball as it ricochets its way around the arena. Roots, do you know who else is constantly in pursuit of a massive super ball?
My mom!
Yes, she is.
Using quick movements to stay on top of the ball and one step ahead of opponents, victory comes with a rocket powered fist being aimed. Do you know who? Never mind. Shot and steered into the super ball, slamming it into the goal. The precision, impeccable reaction times, and lightning fast calculations required to come out on top, do you know who? Are sure to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Resolution Game CEO Tommy Palm compares it to wielding a guided missile and, quote, changing direction on the fly as you try to strike a target in midair at just the right angle. Although focused on 2v2 gameplay, Ultimechs is also said to include a 1v1 mode. The game is still slated to arrive sometime this year on, quote, major VR platforms, so it seems there's still much to learn. At least for now, the studio says it's available for Steam wishlisting, so it will for sure be on PC VR headsets. The game's previous trailer also showed a user donning a Quest 2, so it's likely coming to that platform as well. Roots, we had a bit of a mixed experience recently when we tried the VR's latest attempt at Rocket League, which was Knock. While on paper, a lot of people were raving about that game, and it has a lot of good things going for it. The experience in game proved to be somewhat frustrating for noobs like us, basically because of the lack of balanced matchmaking. Are you worried about that here, or are we confident that our friends at Resolution Games, with their infinite experience with multiplayer and party games, do you think they're going to be able to figure out the formula and for the first time really land an awesome Rocket League VR game?
I hope so, because Knock wasn't it. I was wrong on that one. At least for me, I didn't enjoy it. This is the thing. Every time I see a game like this, I want the real Rocket League. I love Rocket League. It's amazing. I'd rather drive a car and jump and flip and do all the cool things you can do. And that game is so cool. It'd be so cool in VR. They need to make the actual one. Hopefully this is good. Resolution Games. They're. I mean, they're obviously the game's going to be polished. I'm sure it'll be fun. Will it be Knock 2? You know, that's another thing people are saying in the chat. You know, it looks a lot like Knock, just with robots. And I didn't like not Knock. Now, I don't know if it was the bow and arrow or if it was the fact that you ran out of arrows. Maybe if you have unlimited things to shoot the ball as a robot, it'll be more fun. Maybe they've got jetpacks on them and you can fly up. I mean, who knows? It could be super amazing. But there's not enough gameplay shown, like Onikazi says. That really can't see shit from that trailer. So I mean, all we know is that it's like Rocket League and you're robots. So hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm confident. You know, Resolution Games typically, even if a game is less than perfect when they launch it, they continue to support it. I mean, they're still actively updating Blast On, for crying out loud. So I think that this will turn out to be good, just like everything else that they put out.
Well, it's about whether they hit the mark or not. You know, is the gameplay going to be
Right.
fun? Is it going to be, because like I said, Knock wasn't, I mean, I thought that was going to be amazing too because of the developers, and it missed the mark for actual fun for most people. And it was I mean, I don't know if it was. I think part of it was because just the way that you're shooting those arrows and you run out, it becomes a very not fun game, at least for me.
Well, our problem is that we got put in there every time that we played it. We got put in there with somebody who was very, very experienced, and we never had the opportunity really to learn how to play. Beyond the matchmaking, though, I wasn't the biggest fan of the kind of ice rink stadium where you're sliding around, running into the wall. It's hard to kind of change direction and move in the other and move another way. And that while that doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem here, it looks almost like it's node based. Like, did you notice that there was like circles all over the floor?
Mm.
Uh, this might be one of those deals where it's not free locomotion at all. You're just going node to node with it.
Yeah, that's exactly what people in the chat were saying. That looks like it's teleport or at least node to node, and they weren't too happy about that either. VR veterans shouldn't be hard to pick up knock and get good. This is the thing, Diz. I didn't want to. I could spend 5-6 hours or however long it would take to start getting good at it. I have so many other things I'd rather be playing, and I just didn't enjoy it. And like Wes said, the way the match went, it was like you went into a game and they not only beat you, but they took your nose and they rubbed it in a pile of shit while they were doing it. Because that's how these people do. It was just, it was ridiculous. So much so that we were almost laughing because they were just stomping all over us. And they were probably 7 or 8 years old. Well, some of them anyway. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, man. They were. I mean, there was a couple of times there that they were literally knocking the tip off into the net. Like it was, they would knock it right over our heads, right into the goal, and we weren't good enough with the locomotion to stop it, And I didn't know at the time how to, put the blocks in the air, which is apparently something that experienced players use to their advantage quite frequently.
Mm.
Yeah, I could see, like, if I had time and the will to put some real practice in the knock, I could see myself maybe having fun with it. But it was not fun when we tried it. We played it for like an hour and a half, and it was just frustration pretty much the whole time.
The only thing that was fun about it was how ridiculous it was, and getting to hang out with Wes and Mash for that time. Because it was funny, because it was just so ridiculous how powered we were. And the thing that makes me laugh the most is, and Mash will attest to this, it's like before I got in there with Mash and we were waiting for Wes, I said, "Oh, dude, I was jumping around, I was trying the things." I said, "Oh, I'm gonna be so good at this, dude." And I literally told Mash that, and then like 20 minutes later, I was thinking, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I was so not good at this.
Onikazi says, just hit B after you fire an arrow. Yeah, we know that now, bro. We figured it out afterwards. We just didn't know it at the time.
Maybe we need to just go back in and hit B. See if maybe that changes everything.
that could be it, man. We just need to hit B.
That's it.
Paradise Decay says, get good. Exactly. We just need to get good.
Yeah.
Here's a good thing. I don't think Ultimechs is going to be knocked. It looks completely different, to be honest. I mean, they both are kind of Rocket League clones, but the gameplay mechanics couldn't be further apart. The locomotion's different. The way that you move the ball is different. The structure of the teams is different. The arena is different. So I don't think this is going to be the same game, and I do believe that it's I have faith in Resolution Games.
I do too.
Putting something forth that's going to be fun to play.
Yeah,
and I don't think they'll launch it until it is.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. Hopefully, we'll see. Jim Hall says I need to watch a video on it. Yeah, just send me the video link, Jim, and I'll figure out how to play Knock from the video.
I'll tell you what, Jim. If you want to play it with us, we'll go back into it, right, Roots?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things that I will say that and maybe the developers of Resolution games that are out there listening, that I was a little disappointed when I heard what Wes was saying there is I don't I don't care about 1v1 personally. That's not my jam. 2v2 okay, but why not 3v3? That's the standard for this type of game, and it's weird that you stopped at 2, and I'm just curious what the reason is, or maybe 3v3 is coming, because that's the ultimate, that's the standard for this type of a game, and I would love to be able to go in with Mash and Wes, and maybe they'll, by the time it drops, they'll have added that as well.
Well, I'll be sure to ask that question as we lead up to launch, and we have a little back and forth with our friends over there. I'll ask them why 2v2. I'm sure there's a reason for it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason, and maybe they don't know that there's a want for 3v3. I'm sure that's came up, but I'm sure there's a really good reason for it.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's not all the news we got from the world of Resolution games this week. As we learned, we got the first peek at a new Demeo campaign, Curse of the Serpent Lord, arriving June 16th. This from Harry Baker at Upload VR. Resolution Games unveiled a teaser for its next Demeo campaign titled Curse of the Serpent Lord, which is arriving soon. The new campaign will arrive on June 16th, available as a free update on all platforms, and it will be the fourth campaign for the game, following on from the initial launch campaign, The Black Sarcophagus, and subsequent expansions, Realm of the Rat King and Roots of Evil. There's no other details available about the Curse of the Serpent Lord besides the image that we're looking at here, but safe to say we can expect to hear more across the next few weeks before launch. Roots, I love this game, and with each DLC pack that they add into it, I love it even more. And I'm kind of surprised, man, to be honest. I'm surprised that they haven't started charging people for these new decks, if you will, for their game, because Demeo is a complete package already,
Yeah.
and it's one of the best games in VR. To as far as like multiplayer party games go, it might be the best multiplayer party game in VR. Um, but I'm starting to see this situation develop, kind of like what happened with Pistol Whip, where they just kept adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, but never charging anyone. And maybe they'll do something similar to that, and like Pistol Whip did, maybe one day they'll just up the base price of the game to reflect the amount of content within.
I think I mean, there's two different ways you can do it, right? That's a very fair way to do it, right? Because everybody that bought it early on, they benefited for getting in early, and everybody else that gets all this extra content, they're paying a little bit more, but they're getting all that content, right? But then you can also go the walkabout mini golf route, where you give 3, 4, 5 expansions, and then people really enjoy it, and then you say, okay, we're going to make new expansions. From here, they're going to be $10 a piece, and then people say, yeah, it's not too bad, $10, I'm in, right? I will submit Resolution Games, if you're listening again. I think you made a mistake on the coin flip thing. Oh, and before anybody freaks out, only on the Rat King. And you should give you one coin only, because that fucking... I watched MASH, and then I fell asleep last night, and I missed. I was supposed to play with them in MASH, and they 4.5 hours to get through that campaign, and they ended up dying at the end to the Rat King, because
Brutal.
The way that boss is, every time the rats that he's spawning, anytime any of them die, it heals the Rat King for that amount. So I watched them do damage infinitely for an hour and a half on this Rat King, and watching him get healed over and over and over again. And it's too much. That like Radio Runt says, that particular campaign is so hard that it's like a 50-50 chance if he wins or not. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I just watching last night reminded me how amazing this game is. I was a little bummed out that I took a 3-hour nap in the middle of the day and woke up after MASH started because he had to start without me, and I missed an amazing campaign, but I got to watch it on the stream, so it was cool.
We need to finish our game with Radio Runt.
Yeah, we need to finish our game with Dave Marsh.
Yeah.
I want to get.
Yeah, we do.
Dave, contact us to tell Matt, get to MASH. We need to finish that game, Dave, because I want to finish it.
Dave's not here.
Dave's not here, man.
No, man, I love Demeo. What a complete package, right? I mean, it's on Oculus, it's on Rift, it's on Quest, it's on Steam, it's on flat PC, and even if you own the Oculus Rift version, you can play it on your flat PC. It's all cross-play. It's all like top notch. It's beautiful even on the standalone version, and it just keeps getting new content, new content, new content. I want this game on PlayStation. There's no reason this game shouldn't be on PlayStation. Now I get it that the PSVR market's not the most booming thing these days, but if you have a flat version, now it makes sense, right? Because you're not just selling to the people with the VR headsets. I mean, you want to do the VR version, but just make it kind of a mode with the flat version, kind of like you do on Steam or anywhere else. This game needs to be on console. I think that it would be a hit on PlayStation.
Oh yeah,
and hopefully we won't have to wait a year before that happens.
Yeah, there's no reason it shouldn't be there. It's an amazing game, and it's just like I said, watching last night, it was just reminding me how magical this game is. Super cool.
This game came to PSVR this year. It would probably end up being the game of the year on PSVR. It's that good. It's so fun.
Scion VR says Ruuts preferred version is flat ? Well, you can ask Wes that, because when he asked me which key I preferred for this upcoming thing, I said I preferred the VR, and there's not, if it depends on the game. I can't imagine wanting to play this flat over VR, but for those people that don't have VR, it's awesome. And that Steam Deck would be another perfect way to play this game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or Tilt 5.
I'd like to see how that worked out, actually. But I lost my train of thought. Anyway, yes, Scion, what Ruuts says is true. Our friends at Resolution reached out to us last week to see which version of the Serpent Lord DLC that we wanted, and I put the poll out there and asked our party if anyone wanted the flat version instead of VR, and Ruuts requested VR. So he's showing his true colors. He's still a VR guy, especially when a game like Demeo comes along. I mean, who doesn't want to be in there on the ground level, Ruuts?
Yeah, exactly. And I said the same thing to Drillo yesterday in the Discord about Elden Ring. He asked me if I play that the VR version. I said, dude, I don't even plan on really playing the flat version anymore. And before the mod dropped, I was like, I'm going to finish this second playthrough. Now I want to play it all, and I want to start to finish in VR. And because it's such an amazing game, and why would I not want to have the best version of it, which is going to be in VR?
Doesn't want to be in there.
Yeah, that world's awesome.
Dreamscat says PSVR 1 sales are terrible now. It seems savvy to me for any devs to wait, even if it's not technically necessary.
True.
For the big spotlights and hubbub that will accompany PSVR 2's launch. I agree with that. Usually, this is a special case though, Dreamscat, because this is a hybrid game. It's not just VR. Now, if it were only a VR game like it was, 6 months ago, then yeah, I'd say it would be foolish to bring this game to PlayStation now. But it's not just a VR game; it's a flat game as well. So they could bring it to the 110 million PlayStation 4 owners out there and sell it as a flat game with a VR mode. And that way, they can make their money on it. And then the PlayStation players get to play the game this year with everyone else.
And there's the other side of the coin, because everything you just said is true. There's not many games coming out. So you're guaranteed with a game like this, it's so good that it would do really well in VR. Like everybody's going to pick it up. There's nothing else out there, and this is an amazing game they want to play already. So
Yeah, I hopefully it happens. I don't think that it will. I think we would have heard something by now if they were planning on doing this. But it makes sense in my mind anyway.
yeah, I agree.
Anyway, oh, shit, I forgot where I was going with that. Forget about it. Let's go on to the next topic, Roots. The not haunt await as Warhammer heads to MetaQuest 2 on the 19th of May. This from Peter Graham at GMW3. No matter which VR platform a developer chooses to support first, if they haven't already picked MetaQuest 2, then it's highly likely that a port will come at some point. Carbon Studio has proven that this week by announcing that PCVR title Warhammer Age of Sigmar Tempestfall will be making the leap onto the standalone headset next week. Carbon Studio has been hard at work fitting a big action adventure video game like Tempestfall onto the MetaQuest 2, with the PCVR version having been, quote, further refined and improved. Quest 2 Edition has been enriched with an improved combat system and several quality of life changes. These range from easier spell casting and clearer signaling of the attack direction by opponents to additional upgrade stations to enhance your weapons and an improved hit recognition system. The team hasn't just enhanced the gameplay experience. The Quest 2 Edition will come with all of the PCVR version's extras, like the new hardcore mode, plus one extra bonus, the Storm Trials mode. Similar to a horde mode by the sound of it, you have to fight through ever more challenging arena levels, upgrading your character and weapons along the way. Hopefully, these improvements stack up to a more rounded experience. Warhammer Age of Sigmar Tempestfall will arrive for the MetaQuest 2 on the 19th of May, priced at $25 US. Interesting, Roots. Interesting. I guess we should start by saying that on PC, this is an underrated game. This game is so much better than it reviewed. And not that the reviews were all bad, mind you. Like, we weren't the only ones out there singing the praises of Age of Sigmar Tempestfall. But there was a lot of people that didn't care for this one. So I'm glad to see that this game's going to get another run, a second chance at getting the recognition that we feel it deserves.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely was underrated. It was like, I think like Mash said, it's one of those games that because of the name, it took on some I guess people had expectations, and it was not what they wanted or expected, and it was a really good game. And I think it's good. It's not only good that I just think it's good that they're getting a second chance, but now that the Quest 2 people are getting a chance to play it, right?
Yeah, and you know, a lot of it too, with the criticism, people were saying that it was too easy, but the game actually gets challenging as you get deeper into it. But at the beginning, it is kind of easy, the combat, because you're playing the role, literally, you're playing the role of a god. And these early zombie minions that they have in this game are not tough to deal with. You can literally just grab them and tear them apart if you want to. But as the game goes on, not only do they increase in numbers, but they increase in difficulty as well. And I found it to be quite satisfying, especially after they patched out some of the jank that was there at launch. Because we did give it a favorable review, but it wasn't all positive. There was some jank that we dealt with when the game was new.
Yeah, absolutely. But like you said, it's fixed. But Onakazu says the game came and went. None of the videos of people playing it made him want to pick it up. And see, this is the problem with I don't know if it's YouTube videos in general or if it's just the VR crowd, but everybody plays the same areas, the beginning videos, right? It's like the first
Right.
hour of the game. And what you just described is what Onikazi probably saw everybody play that same hour. And he's like, yeah, this looks easy. You know, nobody's playing 4 hours in and showing you all the hard shit. Um, you know, definitely a game that is probably better than people think. I guess I have to say it is.
Yeah, Island Kara says, "Wow, don't blink, and you'll miss that trailer." I noticed that too. Super quick trailer for this one, and I got to think that that can't be by accident, Roots, because one of the best things about Warhammer Age of Sigmar Tempest Fall on Steam is that it's absolutely one of the most beautiful
Mm.
games I've ever been in. It is stunning visually. There is no way that they reproduce that in a Quest headset. So I think that there's a very strategic reason why there's a freaking 25-second trailer for this thing, because there's no way it even comes close to touching what it looks like on PC.
It wasn't even 25 seconds, Wes. It was like literally it's like 5 seconds. It was so short that I for me, we go to the bathroom, we do a lot of things during our trailer. I was like just getting ready to get up and I looked and I was like, oh shit, I'm switching the scene already. 7 seconds in. It was a very, very quick short. And it made me think, I don't remember the PC VR trailer being that short because they were showing off how awesome and beautiful it was. So I think you're right.
Right. Well, let's take another look at it, Roots. While we're talking about it, let's see what we can gather from this imagery. Now that we're primed and ready for, for the fleeting trailer that it is.
Yeah, let me
It don't look bad.
yeah, it was 10 seconds. Yeah, no, it looks
10
good.
seconds.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it didn't look bad. I mean, it obviously didn't look like the PC version, but it didn't look bad. Interestingly, though, like all of the imagery is of character models. I want to see what these gigantic gilded towers look like
Yeah.
on the Quest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it could be good. Like I know that Vertical Robot surprises me with what they were able to do with Red Matter. Um, so maybe it'll be better than we even thought. But I don't know. I'm glad. Again, while that is one of the better things about the game, it isn't all the game has to offer. So again, I'm glad that this game's getting a second run, and hopefully it's better received on the Quest platform than it was on PC.
Absolutely.
Sion says that my mom doesn't approve of things that last this quickly.
Well,
See, Sion, I don't know why you're talking about my mom, bro. Like everybody thinks that these jokes are all about my mom. That's not the joke, man. For
what?
me, it's my mom. But for Sion, it's supposed to be Sion's mom. Why are you talking about my mom, bro?
Well, who was it? Somebody, I think it was Gamertag or something, way, way, way back in, was kind of like, why is everybody like talking about their mom? Like what? Like it was like what?
They're not talking about my mom. I'm talking about my mom, but you don't get to talk about my mom, bro. Come on. Anyway, $25, fair?
Yeah, I think it's fair. I mean, it's a pretty long game, right? It's like 8 or 10 hours.
Yeah,
On it.
yeah.
Mash
No, and
played
it's
the hell out of this game, tested it and stuff, right?
nice big map with lots of back channels and shortcuts. The paths all kind of you feel like you might be discovering a new area, and sometimes you do, but a lot of times you'll go down a long and winding corridor just to find yourself in a spot you've already been, which is something I like. I like the size of the map and the way that they kind of disguise the linearity of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, Onokazi got it. He says so the collective mom is so it's about Gaia. Exactly. Anyway, I'm looking forward to checking this out. Hopefully they're able to produce something that's in the ballpark of what they gave us on PC. And if not, I'll just play it on PC again because it did, as this article uh, pointed out, the PC version has received some updates and quality of life fixes, new gameplay modes. This is a different game than even the one that we played all those months ago.
It was already good back then, right?
Yeah, it was good to start with. So I'm sure it's. I did play it after they patched out some of the jank in the interactions and weapon selection. That was a pretty big improvement, but I haven't I haven't played it since this last real big update that it got. Anyway, Warhammer Tempest Fall, not the only game to receive a notable update this recently. The latest and biggest update to Wanderer is here. We're excited to bring you big improvements. The About Time update includes a completely new autosave and load system, a new watch UI to better track your progress, finger tracking for supported controllers, and heaps more. Roots, I'm not going to read down this laundry list of fixes that they have added into this game. But it is safe to say that all of that jank that really held this game back initially from being the hands down game of the year, all that stuff's fixed now. And I did go in and check it out a few days ago. Um, Obviously, I need to spend more time in there to make sure all of it's gone, but it certainly seems like it is. It's a much smoother experience to play now. There's literally no risk of some bug causing you to have to replay a level now because of the way that they've updated the save and load system. The watch is much easier to deal with. There's a lot more information in the UI. Um, it's just a highly polished experience now, and it was already a great game before. Um, it's about time, Roots.
Yeah, I was just thinking that I might even have to stream it now. My question for you, Wes, is are you going to speed run this thing and try to beat the record? What was that guy did? He did it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours or something. He speed read the
It's
whole
like
game.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours. I'm not typically into that type of stuff. But I mean, if it were like, what was the game we were recently reporting on that literally it was Eye of the Temple. Like Eye of the Temple has speed running stuff built into it. Like if it had something like that
That would be cool.
with like an online leaderboard and stuff that I could put my name up on, maybe I would do it. But I'm not like into the whole speed running scene. That's typically not my thing. Now I will say this: when I went into it the other day, it dropped my jaw all over again. Just how
Mm.
beautiful that this game is, and how cool the story is. Um, I could totally see myself, on a slow during a slow period, picking this one back up and playing through it again. It's that good.
Oh wow! I definitely. I'll tell you what. I really did enjoy it. I am going to go back to it. Corporate Zombie wants to know if the update lets you kill the watch. I'm assuming you don't like the watch very much. Corporate Zombie, a little annoying actually. Samuel, was his name Samuel, or am I remembering something else? That was a different game, wasn't it?
That's
Or is
that's
it?
absolutely correct,
Okay.
Samuel. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I like time
yeah, and
travel. So
there's a good story behind that too that I'm not going to spoil, but people will find it interesting. This is a time traveling puzzle game, and it makes very good use of that knowledge of history. We'll say when they wrote the story to this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Scion VR says, I never understood the motivation to speedrun a puzzle game. Scion, if you streamed, you like live streamed, missed speedrun, I'd watch it. And I think a lot of people would watch it. If you're good at it. I think there's that genre of people like to watch people try to go through something fast. Like that Elden Ring video, I'm still in awe of that guy that played the entire game without taking one hit of damage. And I still don't know how the hell you do that. That is insane to me. Crazy.
Spryguy says I'm stuck on the Wanderer. Yeah, well, if you need help, bro, talk to me. If you want help, that's another cool thing, Rich. Remember how upset I was that that sometimes the watch would give you hints when you didn't want it.
They fixed it.
They fixed it. You can turn that off now in the settings.
Good for them. See, that's a sign of a good developer. They listen to the community, and they fix things. You know, why do you have game testers if you're not going to fix stuff? Why do you ask the community for feedback if you're not going to listen? The really good developers listen, and they, not to everything, don't knee jerk, but the stuff that needs to be listened to, listen to it and then fix it. And so I think this game is, there's so many fixes on this thing, and it was already really good. Now it looks like it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really, really good game. Just went on sale on the PlayStation for like $20, and
Ooh.
it's a Viveport Infinity title as well. So people who have subscription to Infinity can play it for free anytime.
No reason not to play it.
I think it's about time, Roots.
Absolutely. I think it is too.
Anyway, if you haven't checked out Wanderer, be sure that you do. Definitely one of the best releases, if not the best this year. Not the only game, again, as I said a moment ago, to get significant updates this week, though, as Cities VR update has dropped, which improves the tutorial, the controls, and more. This from Harry Baker, once again at Upload VR. The first post-launch Cities VR patch dropped yesterday, well, a few days ago now at this point, addressing several issues that emerged at launch 2 weeks ago. The patch doesn't include any new content, but instead makes changes, fixes, and adjustments to various areas of the game to improve the overall experience. Most notably, the tutorial has been expanded and restructured with new steps and improved text and images. There's also now a save reminder, which will pop up if you haven't saved your game in the last 10 minutes. Exiting to the main menu will also prompt you to save as well, ensuring players don't lose progress accidentally. The patch also addresses the darkness of the night cycle across all maps, brightening up the darkest points of the nights for further visibility. Plus, you can now turn off the day-night cycle when starting a new map if you so wish.
Alaska.
Roots. Yeah, exactly. Rich, you said it a moment ago. The good developers listen. And while we did ultimately recommend this to people who like this sort of strategy game, city builder game, and something that's challenging, we did level quite a bit of criticism toward it for not training the player appropriately before setting you loose in this game. And I haven't been in to check this update out yet. But it seems like they're listening. Fast Travel, being the proficient studio that they are, improving upon their game in short order, making it something more akin to the game that we were expecting.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. And Fast Travel, if you're out there and you're listening right now, I have one more suggestion, and I've made it. I think every time this game's been brought up, I've made it. I want to be able to zoom down into the random person's eyes that are walking around and be able to walk around the city, maybe drive in a car, ride around, whatever, It's the best part of the train simulators or the train games is shrinking down and actually getting in your track and riding around. Why would that be any different? And that's going to blow people away, especially new people coming into VR. And imagine the scale, Wes, if you're now shrunk down into that person and you're looking up at the buildings and you're able to walk around, or even if you're not able to walk around and you're just able to You know, they're walking, they're doing their thing. You can just shrink down into their eyes and watch it from their standpoint. But I would imagine people would want to walk around as well. But I just think it'd be really cool. Missed
Yeah,
opportunity.
and you wouldn't think that would be that hard to implement either. Just some real basic locomotion and driving mechanics. You know, a real basic character model for you to inhabit, and there you go, a whole new perspective. Taking in your city as the mayor on ground level.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. And they could do it from that standpoint, man. Like you could be, instead of shrinking down to into any person, you shrink down into the mayor. And people, like, if if they're pissed at you, maybe they'll chase your car. I don't know. You know, if they're happy, they'll throw you a parade. I mean, there could be some pretty cool. There's a lot of unique things you could do with this, and fast travel. Even if you don't do any of it, this game's amazing. So it makes me want to go back and try it because these are one of those games that, like you said, you jack up your city and it's crashing and burning. I think it was Eric even said everything gets out of control. And maybe you everything implodes, and now you want to try it again. You learn, and you want to get a little bit further next time. This game is definitely it's really good.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like maybe it is time to go back in and check it out because, I mean, a blind man could see the potential with a game like this. It's so detailed and again challenging. Um, if you're going to train me properly, I think that I could have a very different experience in it as opposed to the pretty much constant stress that I felt when I tried it out before.
Well, when you get in there and you start succeeding and you're like rocking it, it's gonna feel good. You know what I mean? And it's a problem solving thing. You know, it's logic. You're looking at this, and it's real life. It's like real life. Any problem you solve has consequences. If you go one way or the other too much, you can create another problem, right? So
Science says Cities VR doesn't have finger tracking. It's garbage.
yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
need
know, man. Not only does it not let you control your fingers, there's no bubbles to pop either.
completely different, right? Yeah.
Totally different. Anyway, good news. Just wanted to share that little tidbit with you there about Cities VR. If you had a frustrating first experience with it, it may be time to go in and give it that second run. I think I will.
Where are you right now? Sitting at home? Watching? On your phone? Your tablet? Computer? But what if we told you you're not really there at all? You're here with me in the Twilight Zone.
This from Peter Graham, GMW3. Towards the end of 2021, VR publisher Funtrain announced plans for a VR version of the infamous TV show The Twilight Zone. Just as with previous projects, it would be episodic, supporting both MetaQuest and PSVR. Today, the publisher has announced that the Twilight Zone VR is now scheduled for a Quest 2 launch in July. The Twilight Zone will be split into 3 episodes, all arriving together for July's launch. Being developed by UK based Pocket Money Games, which is the same team subsequently that's working on the Exorcist Safety in Numbers game. Also, the team who ported Superhot to MetaQuest. Each installment will feature its own story that'll, quote, span multiple genres ranging from technological horror to apocalyptic science fiction. The 3 episodes are one called Character Building, where a video game director discovers that workplace cruelty is a dangerous game. One called Terra Firma, quote, after an environmental apocalypse, one survivor must face mysterious phantoms as he searches the city ruins for a glimmer of hope. And then the final episode called Deadline Earth. The clock is ticking for a science fiction writer who finds himself captive on an insidious alien vessel. Whether you're a horror fan or a sci fi fan or simply love a good mystery, we have something in this game for you, said Douglas Neighbors, the Fun Train CEO. It was important for us to design each of these individual stories with as much variety as possible while also staying true to the heart of the show. We can't wait to watch players experience this anthology of science fiction adventures firsthand. The worlds that the development team has built to achieve this vision are nothing short of surreal. With Meta's support, we were able to utilize asynchronous space warp at a very early stage, which has allowed us to push the graphical and performance boundaries of what is possible on the Quest 2. Everything from subliminal messaging to haptic vests have been integrated into this game. Twilight Zone VR is scheduled to arrive for MetaQuest 2 on the 14th of July. No mention of PSVR today, with the Twilight Zone VR Twitter account saying just Quest 2 for now, but that doesn't mean never for the other platforms. So it looks like they're walking back the PSVR support. Maybe waiting on PSVR 2. But regardless of any of that, I am so excited for this. This is has the potential to be one of those use cases that really does something unique with VR. And not only was I a fan of the original Twilight Zone, uh, reading through the direction of some of these episodes that you're going to be living in VR, it really reminds me a lot of. It makes me think of Broken Mirror, man. It's like you're going to be able to experience an episode of Broken Mirror from the inside, and I just think that prospect is awesome, and I
Yeah,
hope it's as good as it could be.
absolutely. Is there I'm the same way. I love Twilight Zone, and I agree Broken Mirror is definitely such a weird show, right? If you could go into that and or have Twilight Zone like that, it definitely would be amazing. So I forget what I was gonna say, but it definitely, yeah, no, it'll come to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be worth the price of admission, and we don't know how much it costs yet. I'm imagining probably going to be $30. Um, but just to be able to float through that door with the Twilight Zone music playing in full 3D VR is going to be kind of a freak out moment for me. As like I've been watching this show as long as I can remember being alive, man. Like I love the Twilight Zone from a very young age.
Is there any part of you that is a little bit worried because of Tarzan, the port, Fun Train? Because this is the thing. I mean, it could absolutely not be good just because it's got Twilight Zone. What you described right there, that going through the door with the music, may be the highlight of the game. I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to be. I have no idea. I've never played it, but I'm going to wait for that beep.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Fun Train was merely the publisher
Okay.
of the Tarzan, and Pocket Money Games, who is developing this game, not responsible for the shitty ports of Tarzan. I think that was like, I don't know, something Monkeys VR or something. It was some kind of weird
took
studio.
a big load off of my shoulders, Wes, because I want this to be good, right? It's Twilight Zone.
I think it will, and Pocket Money Games, they just spelled out their resume right there. Quality work. Everything they put out's been good so far. So I think this is going to be good. And really, I think the only question about it is going to be that we're going to be returning to that same debate: value versus quantity. Right? I
Right.
don't think this is going to be very long. I think we'll probably have 3 experiences that are 30 minutes to an hour each, and we're probably going to pay around $30 for that. Um, so I think we're going to be revisiting that same debate. How much is a good game worth?
If it's on Westworld's level, I'll bet it $30 for real. If it's not, like if it's like some of these other adaptations of other TV shows, here's the reality: how many TV shows or how many throughout our existence, whether no matter what platform, they'd bring shitty movies and shitty TV shows to game consoles all the time, right? Whether it was Harry Potter or whatever it is, you're like, oh, it's Harry Potter, and then you're like, oh, this is a shitty Harry Potter. So this could suck. But like you said, going by their experience in the past, I think it'll be good. So high hopes, and hopefully it's not too expensive.
Yeah, and again, that $30 mark is pure speculation on my part. That's pretty much what I value it as. Like that's what it's worth to me. If this turns out to be as good as I think it could be, um, now it could be. I'd be willing to pay more if it's longer than I think it's going to be. I don't think so. These episodic things typically tend to come and go pretty quickly.
Yeah, and you're gonna pay for the Twilight Zone name. So hopefully they live up to that. The show was amazing. So
and here's the beautiful thing about it: with it being episodic, if it turns out to be good and it turns out to be a hit,
could do more.
I mean, they could DLC this thing forever, man. Forever, they could add episodes to this.
Yeah, that's why dude, I would love to have an episodic thing like this, but have it be sliders based, where you're Quinn and you go through the portals to different parallel universes that are kind of like this one, but a little bit different, right? Because that's kind of what Twilight Zone did in some of those episodes as well, right? So
yeah, I want. I mean, let's just go for it all, man. Let's do it Back to the Future in VR, damn it,
dude. I talk about never wanting to leave. Open world Back to the Future game.
Woo!
That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah, man. Scion VR says, you know who also likes it when it's longer than she thinks?
My mom!
Yeah, that she does.
Anyway, quickly approaching the end of the list. There is one more cool thing that I wanted to share with you guys before we get into the week's reminders.
You ever heard of Hellfest? One of the most epic music festivals on the planet. How fire would it be if they partnered with Ragnarok, the most metal VR rhythm game out there? Well, they are. In June 2022, new songs from this year's lineup, a new environment, and a whole lot more. So stay tuned, cause I swear to Thor, you don't want to miss it.
Hellfest is coming to Ragnarok. Wanna Dev Studio announced its second piece of Ragnarok DLC this week, a collaboration with the Hellfest Summer Open Air Festival, coming to the game in June 2022. Following on from the first DLC pack, the Gloryhammer Raid in March, the Hellfest Raid pack will be a collaboration with French Heavy Metal Festival featuring new songs and a new environment. Hellfest is an annual open-air festival held in Clisson, France, and is one of the biggest metal festivals in all of Europe. Arriving next month, the Ragnarok Hellfest collaboration DLC will include songs taken from this year's lineup at Hellfest. There's no details on the exact tracks to be included yet, but the 2022 lineup includes some massive rock and metal bands: Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Nine Inch Nails, and Deftones, just to name a few. Bringing some iconic tracks from a few of those bands would be a huge boon for Ragnarok. Alongside the new songs, the Hellfest DLC will also include a new environment, presumably a visual tie-in with the festival itself, and, of course, a new hammer. The Hellfest Ragnarok DLC will be available in June for Quest and PCVR. WannaDev says to keep an eye on its social media channels, including the new Ragnarok Twitter account, for more details soon. Roots, since the very invention of VR rhythm games, people have been yelling, screaming, begging, and pleading for a proper heavy metal DLC pack. We want to hear good songs from our favorite bands in these games, and we don't want to have to mod them in there. And while we haven't gotten 100% confirmation that that's what's going to happen here, it seems extremely likely. And if this is as good as it could be, Ragnarok is going to basically occupy a whole new space. It's going to come to a whole new level in the hierarchy of VR rhythm games. This is going to quickly become a favorite if they strike a deal where they can bring stuff like Nine Inch Nails and Deftones and Metallica into their game. I mean, sky's the limit for this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Nine Inch Nails, as long as it's not just somebody screaming, because I don't like that kind of music. That you leave that to Wes. But there's nothing out there, man. Like every rhythm game out there, there's no heavy rock, right? There's nothing for Wes or the people that love that kind of music. And I agree, this is like all about rocking, right? Ragnarok. So I think this could be really good. Be really cool.
Yeah, man, it's part of the reason why my wife has stuck with Supernatural for all these months, is because this is the type of music that's in Supernatural. Like, she loves playing it because, you know, you can get in there and listen to Slipknot and Avenged Sevenfold and Pantera. I mean, there's so many good songs in that thing.
It's
about time this comes to a legitimate rhythm game.
Absolutely. And hopefully, I mean, if they bring some of that, because Supernatural does a lot of things, the training, everything, it's just really good. But yeah, I definitely look forward to checking this out. Ragnarok is Spry Guy says he's pretty high on Ragnarok, so he loves it.
Yeah, I need to play it more. I basically just did a visual check, a graphics check of it. I haven't really put any time into playing it, but it's in the library.
Yeah.
And I assure you, if this is what Harry Baker is describing here, I'm going to be spending some real time in that come June.
Your wife says, Michelle Dillon says that, she loves Supernatural. That's so good,
There
right?
you go. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this week's headlines, bring us into the week's reminders. Roots, what's out this week? Not much, but there is one thing coming.
All clear. Come on, move! Chris? What the hell? Take him away.
In life and in death, we give glory. The bell tolls for us all. They're coming again!
Mia.
Quit being so paranoid. Long ago, a young girl went with her mother to pick berries for her father, who was hard at work. But the forest greeted them with a dark, cold silence. The bushes empty. Yet determined to find the berries, the rascal broke free of Mother's grasp and vanished into the trees. Mother's worried cries faded fast as the girl ran on, over vine, under branch, and into the forest deep. It's just a local tale.
If it's just looking, window shop away.
PlayStation.
Roots, I don't think I've ever been so happy to sit here and say that there are no scheduled upcoming big VR releases this week, because that means that I'm going to have all my time free to jump in to the Resident Evil Village full VR mod with hand tracking that's supposedly dropping this week from Prey Dog. And I wouldn't be so excited if I hadn't sampled Prey Dog's work before and know how good it is and know how well it runs. This is going to be literally what I've waited for over a year. And I can't wait. Here's the thing, this is the sequel to my favorite game I've ever played, Resident Evil 7. But it's not just the sequel that's getting the VR mod treatment. 7's getting it as well, and they're dropping together, both coming early this week, according to the flat to VR modding community on Discord. So I expect this to drop tomorrow or the next day, Roots, and hopefully we can get it early enough that we can cover it this Wednesday on Strangers in the Night.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. That'd be. Tech says he just found it. So Tech, yeah, I guess if you want everybody, if you want the RE8 mod or RE7 mod, message Tech in Discord, and he'll point you to the right thing. I think it's amazing, dude. I played through the beginning of this, maybe like an hour. I told Mash I don't even remember anything of it now, but it was all I remember is how crazy it was, and I can't wait to go in there and be able to play this game in VR. It's super cool, and what's crazy is a year ago, 2 years ago, like we were theorizing and talking about all these AAA games and how cool it'd be that if they could come into VR and, you know, people would Vorpex it and that would be the best you could do. And now we're getting full VR mods of all these amazing games, like right after they release, you know, some of these Elden Ring. And I mean, it's getting quicker and quicker, which tells me the developers are going to start doing these, you know, they're going to start hiring these people, you know, and you're going to start.
Yeah, Diz says, what do you think you need to run it smoothly? I don't think you're going to have a, you know, state of the art cutting edge PC. I know that Paradise Decay recorded a video from it the other day. And what's he running? He's running a 2070 Super. So, I mean, you don't have to have the most powerful PC on earth to play it, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to come down to, it's probably going to be more, I mean, as long as you have a 2000 series, maybe even a 1080 would be really good. And then the processor is going to also be a little bit intensive. At least for me, it was with RE2, right? In some spots, I ended up playing it with virtual desktop because it was a lot smoother with the synchronous space warp.
Well, for what it's worth, RE2 ran very smooth for me. Now, yes, I do have a pretty beefy computer with a 3080 and a 9900K, but at the same time, I was running at full resolution on my HP Reverb G2, which is very taxing. So these mods are pretty well optimized. So again, I wouldn't be too intimidated by it, Diz. I would definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, for sure. Just turn your damn settings down, PD says. Yeah,
There you go.
that's it.
There you go.
That's what I had to do. That's what I had to do to play. And I played third person in Resident Evil 2 as well because it was less taxing. Because it just, and especially in that main area in the police station, it was just very frame intensive in there.
Yeah. I'm so excited for this, man. I can't wait till these mods drop. I've already went ahead and bought and installed the game just so that when the thing drops. Now, when I say I bought it, let me rephrase that. Our awesome community here has bought it for us on the Virtual Strangers Steam account. So thank you to everyone out there who donates. We are going to be covering this thanks to your generosity and support.
Yep.
Hopefully this Wednesday, right? It's going to be an all horror edition of Strangers in the Night, as we're going to also be talking about Afterlife VR, which I've already started playing. And we might even have a key or two to give away this Wednesday. So be sure to tune in for that.
How cool.
Anyway, with that said, I think that's going to bring us to our next reminder. This is the part of the show where we ask all of you to please join us in real time as we do our part to support the awesome developers out there by wishlisting a game. It's an easy thing to do, and it means a lot to these devs. You know, Roots, last week we did a review. We reviewed Fract on Steam instead of doing a wish list, and Jimmy noticed. Jimmy called us out on social media and thanked us.
Oh, did he really?
For leaving that review? Yeah, on Twitter.
Nice. Well, you know, that's
not only.
Oh, go ahead.
Not only the two of us, but Paradise Decay as well.
Nice.
PD did the same thing. So thank you, PD, for doing your part to support the developers as you always do. And I don't know. I'm a bit torn this week, Roots, with what I want to give my wish list to. Because Ultimechs looks pretty cool. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Twilight Zone, man. Like Twilight Zone VR looks frigging incredible, and I think out of everything we talked about today, that's probably the thing that I'm most excited for.
I just did Propagation Paradise Hotel.
Nice. That's another good one too.
Absolutely.
So yeah, everyone, if you would join me now. Again, this is a big deal for the developers. It helps them with the algorithms on these storefronts. It allows them their game to be more visible as they approach launch and beyond.
Especially
I can't.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I can't find the Twilight Zone, so I think I'm going to join you and do Propagation.
Yeah, I was gonna say especially reviews. You know, this is the thing, and it's funny, and I'm the same way. We're just lazy. You know, everything, and I mean everything. Games, capture cards. It doesn't matter what I'm looking at. Like Wes said, with all the stuff that he's doing as far as his router goes, I'm sure looking at reviews and looking at what results people have had with it, right? We do that with everything, but then we go into these games and we don't have the good ones. We don't tell anybody about. Nobody reviews them. And like last week, where you have an amazing game and nobody's knows that it's good, right? So that it just really does help either one of them for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why every friggin' trailer that you watch, every social media post, it always says wish list. It's because it's a big deal.
Yes, Carl Parker says Glory Hammer raid effing ripped, bro. Hey, Carl Parker, you bringing a raid in here? Do they have raids on YouTube like Twitch? That's what's cool with Twitch is you can bring your channel when you're signing off, and you can bring them into another channel and kind of introduce them to your viewers to other viewers. It's pretty cool.
Well, I don't see Carl Parker, probably because I'm in friggin' Top Chat. Thanks a lot, YouTube.
Wes, and why
Yeah,
do they
there it
do
is.
that? It's crazy, right?
Roots, you know who else loves to get ripped by the glory hammer?
My mom!
Oh man, she loves getting ripped.
Anyway, that's going to bring us to our third and final reminder this week and every week, which is how you can do your part to support our community and our channel. Of course, the easiest thing you could do is to click that big red button, but make sure when you do that that you also ring the bell so that you can be notified when we go live, whether it be one of our awesome podcast formatted shows or Strangers in the Night, which I would call a hybrid variety show at this point, or live gameplay streams, which I need to get back to and probably will this Tuesday night. Uh, I can almost guarantee it. If these mods drop, I'll be on Tuesday night streaming.
You should be.
I have a dilemma though, Roots. Like, I don't know. I want to play Resident Evil 8, but I want to experience 7 too. Like, we'll do 7 first. That's a long ass game, bro, to play through before I get to 8. You know?
What I would do is go into your Resident Evil 7 to your favorite part, or part of it, the beginning of it, just to experience it, check it out, and then skip to 8. It's not like you haven't finished the game several times, right? Like, you've played through it at least twice, right?
I've only finished it all the way one time.
Mm.
I actually typically would get distracted as I got later in the game and start playing something else. And then by the time I make it back, I'm like, I love it so much, I'll start over. So I've played through like 75% of the game, probably 10 times. I've only actually played to the end
Once.
one time.
But this is the thing. You've finished it. You've never played 8. It's not going anywhere. You could easily beat 8, come back to 7. Nothing's ruined. You know what I mean? You're in this. There's no reason to play 7, and there's every reason to play 8 because you've been waiting patiently for a long time.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think you're right. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll stream 7 on Tuesday. Are you there, Roots?
Yeah.
You're getting choppy, bro.
Am I getting choppy?
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been on my end. What we might do, maybe we stream 7 on Tuesday, and then we do a real time review of 8 on Wednesday.
It's a really good idea. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, maybe if we get it in time, that's what we'll do. But yeah, really looking forward to this week playing these games and having a good time. If you want to do something extra to help support our channel and help us buy things like the copy of Resident Evil Village I just bought this past week, you can do so by supporting us on Patreon, where for as little as $3 per month, you'll get access to our weekly show notes, insider updates, exclusive content, all for less than $1 per week. And you get peace of mind knowing that you did your part to help support our community and our channel. So shout out to our patrons out there. We really appreciate your support. And yeah, it's coming in handy this week, right, Roots?
Yeah, absolutely. It always comes in handy. We appreciate everything that you guys do. And like Wes is always modest about it, but man, dude, the cutting room floor is getting bigger and bigger. The articles, sometimes I feel bad for the non-patrons because there's so much news there and it's out there. But yeah, Wes is definitely giving you your money's worth on that alone. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, and I appreciate Rift Traveler as well, who said that he just wishlisted Against, which, by the way, just got a significant update, which had I saw an article to remind me of that, I probably would have covered today, but we'll talk about that another day. Good call, PD. PD says Redout is free on Epic Games this week. Not only Roots is Redout free, but Prey is also free.
Wow.
On Epic Game Store right now. So everyone go claim your free stuff on Epic. they're pretty epic this week.
You know what else is free on Epic, Wes? Fortnite, bro. No, I'm just kidding. It was like, I ain't playing Fortnite. It's pretty fun.
My Epic library is literally epic, and I've only bought, I think, 2 or 3 titles from them ever. So
That's what's crazy, dude, is like, remember the Guerrillas that were like, I'm not doing it. How many games? I mean, I looked at through mine. I've got like 7 or 8 pages of games. And granted, I may never go to them, but I've actually played some of them and streamed them, which is cool, you know?
Yeah, some of them have VR support, like Redout, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, where are we? Oh, this is the part of the show where I invite you all to join us in our home and make it your own, the Virtual Strangers Discord server. Invitation is in the description down below. That's where you can contact us literally 24/7, 7 days a week. You know, we're on there all the time, talking VR, talking live, playing multiplayer, streaming. I mean, there's somebody streaming something on there every night, just about. All on the Virtual Strangers Discord, and we left the door open for you. It's right down there in the description below. Please walk through it and come home.
Yeah, come home, wipe your feet. We left the light on for you, and yeah, it's cool. I love when people come to the Discord because it's cool hanging out with everybody.
Yep, absolutely. Anyway, with that said, friends, I'd like to thank you all once again for watching. For Roots, I'm Wes. We'll see you probably Tuesday. Anyway, bye now.
Take it easy.